the next
Where
fire
have I
is it's a bit weird and funny because last week we talked about Coral BD and our kids and all of that. And this next one is even worse. Because a man posted a obscene picture of his 4-year-old daughter on social media. And,
Cora's daughter?
Not Cora. I just made a reference.
His own
last
kid.
week we talked about this, about posting
His
A
own
man
kid.
posted
a obscene picture of his 4-year-old daughter.
his own kid.
Yes, on social media.
Why?
So I
it
saw
was
that
so
story.
bad that
I
people,
just didn't want to look at it, so I don't know what it's about. I'd like to know what it's about.
People called him out and all of that, and it got the attention of the Nigerian police.
He was arrested.
And he's been arrested, you understand? And it's brings us back to what we talked about last week. About
His own child.
His own child, yeah. About, what are the limits when it comes to putting our children on social media? I think we all agree that, you know what, social media is not for children. It's not for children. You're not supposed to put out pictures or, do
I agree
images
totally.
or whatever.
So the thing is this, I mean, that also takes us to child protection in Nigeria.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Exactly.
So we need to understand that child protection is something that we also need to take seriously. And I must honestly give kudos to the Minister for Women Affairs. She has been up and doing. If I'm going to be totally honest with you, I really don't know her before, but from the things that she does, you'll realize that these are people who are conscious about what is happening around us. Now, I would also like to appeal to her to also look into child protection, especially on social media for children. Now, that will include interacting with some of these social media platforms like Instagram, TikTok, and the likes. When you see things that are not, or once you, I mean, maybe they will have bots that look after children protection. Once you see that something is inappropriate, you bring down that video immediately.
Immediately, yes.
Immediately. Because I didn't see that video, or I don't know if it was a picture or what. I didn't want to look at it. There was no point. There was no point doing that because I didn't want to know what he was doing. That's why I wanted to listen to what he actually did for those people who saw the picture. Because I can't understand why why in the world you will think it's okay for you to expose your underage child, a child that you. I don't even want to get
unfortunately for what's going on in the world generally today is that there really isn't a protection law against things like this, because I feel that a lot of children...
No.
In
so
Nigeria,
there are child protection,
laws
serious
everywhere
child
around the world,
protection
but in
laws
Nigeria,
outside the country.
And, it's really sad because a lot of people are getting away with things like that. A lot of people are getting away with this. I've been told that there are child protection laws in Nigeria, but how effective are they? Are we saying, it take, the strength of the law against people who have done wrongly? There was a video that was trending a long time back, I think sometime last year, and, it had to do with a young child too. This guy was doing this very annoying skit, and he was implying all sorts of rubbish. And, things like that, you need to make it public enough. Punish people, let them know they can't get away with things like that.
Apart from having child labor laws in Nigeria, there's a way social media needs to be regulated.
Not labor.
Child labor, child protection.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. I notice a lot of times on the Meta platforms, when it comes to music, and let's say if you're playing a song, for example, they're quick to catch on and tell you, you cannot play it for a certain number of seconds because you don't have the rights to blah, 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 blah. All your posts, to an extent, are vetted under a matter of seconds on the web. So when people post certain things, you should immediately be able to vet it and know that I've put up posts on IG and Twitter where I was actually blocked and told I was flagged, I was reported, my stuff was deleted. So on that note alone, they should be able to catch these things in a matter of seconds and immediately bar it.
And don't let it linger further.
Don't let it linger further. And immediately, like they did to me, they send me and say, your post was taken down because it didn't meet, it did this. If I have problems with this, I should contact this before my account is suspended and so on. So I wonder how people will post things about children and it stays online that long.
And they even allow you to share and, it keeps going. You see, I love that you said something about Meta. Did you know that there are specific things that you tell AI to do, right, that are illegal? It will do it and delete it immediately. Did you know that?
I didn't
So
know
take
that.
But
for
specific
instance,
things like
you
what?
ask. So you ask a question, for instance, that okay, I can't remember what. Okay, yeah. So I said, okay, copy some sort of book. All right. AI knew that was plagiarism, right? I saw the result. It came out and deleted. So, it will just come out, like you just see the
result.
page, the result, like you see that it has given you the result, but it will delete it.
So in other words, we've
You
gotten
understand?
to a level in technology
So
whereby,
technology has gotten to a place where it can actually identify that this
Exactly.
is wrong.
Yeah.
And we can't allow this to go on. So it should be able to delete that stuff or flag it in such a way that you won't be able to share it.
Exactly.
Because you also have that opportunity to report pages. But before you even report the pages or report a post, it should be able to flag it and see already that this is inappropriate.
Absolutely.
Because if you go on
Exactly.
social media and if you're looking for something pornographic, it's hard to find because it's been flagged or taken to certain sites.
It's
You have to go-
automated, yes.
Do you understand? That's
Yeah.
why it's not all over the place. So why can't they catch this when it comes to children?
That's correct.
Generally, in my
All
own
right.
opinion, I think social media should be regulated. In Nigeria.
Now that's where we're going to now.
No, in Nigeria
see,
it should be.
well-
Because absolute power corrupts absolute.
No, but did you know the problem I have with that is the way our government functions. Do you understand? When they see such situations, they now try to use that against people
Standard.
in the wrong
But
ways.
the truth is, so I think the reason why I even believe social media should be regulated is the fact that anybody can post anything as a fact, and there are people around the world that won't even bother fact checking it,
And they just pick it up.
run with it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you can
Very
actually
true.
destroy nations like this. Like,
True.
so someone can sit down somewhere and tell you, oh my God, there's a riot happening in so and so place. Right. You create panic.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Unless
Exactly.
These things should.
And the thing is this. Okay, let's say you can't even control what people put out.
You can't.
What are the
There are repercussions
the
for even wrongdoing.
So,
Exactly.
so
can say whatever
one
they
thing
want.
I must say
No,
is,
shouldn't
if I'm
be.
going to be totally honest, the Nigerian government has been doing quite well in the area of cyberbullying and cyber stalking and what have you. Yes, we all know
But more
that
needs to
the
be done.
government can sometimes, dash into the negative
So,
with it. However, but what you must also understand is that people are actually working. In fact, I must commend the Nigerian police as well, because the police PPRO has also gone into making sure that he responds to people by himself on Twitter, right? Now, this is understanding that
Create
these people are
engagement,
also, technologically advanced. They're also getting involved in social media and trying to also, reach out to people. So if you see something, say something, they respond. You know this.
Yeah.
If you see something, if you say it, they respond. That's the
I
fact.
think the part of it
Because
that
this issue we're talking about, they spoke about it. The police responded. Do you understand what I'm saying? So
Kudos
if you
to
say
them,
that
though.
we should regulate social media,
I think it has to be, Baba. It has to be because
No, I think there should be a meeting in the middle somewhere.
So when you travel abroad, you realize that we have the freest internet in the world. Our internet is not regulated. You can say anything and everything on your phone. You can't do that in the Middle East.
Yeah, of course.
You can't.
okay, so those are religious concerns.
You can't even do
Those
a
are
lot of things
religious
that you do in
concerns.
Nigeria. You can't do it in the
There's
US.
some sites you can't even access.
You can't
Yes,
access
I
those
agree.
sites.
Certain content you can never get.
Yes.
You can
I agree.
download any music on Nigeria's internet. Any.
Yeah.
You can't do it in America.
It's not possible.
It's not.
It's not
You can't
possible,
illegally download music.
Really?
Yes.
You can't.
I've never been to the US.
You can't.
I know you have been to
can't.
the US.
But in Nigeria,
Rich uncle, when you
just
take me to the
do
US, now,
like
I beg
this.
now. Go US now, I beg.
Bro. Hey, God, I beg.
Anyways, we'll all go to the US.
Keep your
together.
children offline.